Alright, so we're here with more Amstrad Action at that time of the week again. We'll look through the magazine, see what games are reviewed, playset games. Now, the usual. It's still Britain's best-selling magazine for the Amstrad CPC GX 4000 Plus. It's issue number 74, November 1991, £2.50. That price will just keep going up, probably. So I doubt it will go down, even though the magazine gets smaller. But oh well. Still, Turtles 2, the coin-op game. Will it be Christmas number 1? Probably. Grab a pizza of the action on this month's cover tape. Which printer? Find out the best one for you in the first of a brand new buyer's guide. Plus Fujitsu's excellent 24-pin DL900 reviewed on page 61. Terminator 2, Hasta la Vista, baby. The roughest, toughest license ever gets reviewed on page 34. With 19 pages of games, news, previews, charts, reviews, cheats, and tips. Yeah, they stick everything in there, just jumble it up now. It's weird. Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Ocean, LJN Limited. MJC Computer Supplies. Supplies of discount software since 1984. There's our lineup for November 1991. Final Fight! US Gold's arcade epic is just about the best beat-em-up conversion we've ever seen. I think so. Terminator 2, it broke all records at the box office. Will Ocean's latest film license do the same on the CPC? The action pack. Turtles 2, the coin-op. Terror of the Deep. That's a spectacular game. And Suivo's World. Something else that I can't make out. There's music and graphics progs. We'll just leave it at that then. Darkman, Terminator 2, Thunderjaws, the James Bond collection, Final Fight, and Swap. There's also the budget stuff. Yeah, budget bonanza. We've got plenty to look through this time though, so we're not short on things to look at this issue. It's the action pack. Drum kit and smart, there you go. Music and artwork programs. Right, Turtles 2, the coin-op game. Caralumba, Turtles fans. It's pizzas all around, but don't mention the nunchuckers. As our 4 heroic reptilians take to the screens of our CPCs once more to do battle with untold nasties in the streets of New York. And hey, we don't mean rent collectors and traffic wardens. Turtles 2 is a conversion of the popular Konami coin-op of the constant kicking confrontation with cartoon criminals. Yeah, cripes. 1 or 2 players can play taking the roles of Rembrandt, Picasso, Monet and Spaghetti as they do battle with green and purple things. You run, you jump, you kick, you wave your sword around, and you try to get in before the so-and-sos get you. Here's the whole of the first level for your perusal. And there's a whopping 14 more where that came from. The full game's due out in time for Christmas, so if you enjoy the demo, you know what to put in your list for Santa, along with the mountain bike 6128 and colour K that you ask for every year. Caralumba! Terror of the Deep. We're big fans of underwater nonsense here at Action Pack. In the past, we've given you Hydro Fool, a Thunderjaws demo, and stuff like that. Now we give you this. You're steering a bubble-shaped submersible around Loch Ness looking for aliens. That's what you expect to find in Loch Ness, aliens. Quite why you're doing this, we can't tell you, unfortunately, because we've lost the instructions. What we can tell you is that the 2 hands on the controls at the bottom of the screen are yours. You left hand is permanently on fire. The Right whizzes around all over the place, filling with various controls that control the speed, steering, and depth of the craft. Which of the four windows you're steering out of, and what weapon you're using. Part of the fun is finding out what the controls do, so we won't spoil that by telling you. In other words, we don't know. What we can tell you is that you've got a limited amount of air. The weapon that makes the screen turn purple is useful for killing nasties that stick to your ship, and there are ways to increase your life expectancy. But you're going to have to find them yourselves. An arcade adventure shoot 'em up sub simulator. What a combination! Yeah. They're putting on the quality this time. Seymour's World. When you put Hydrofall on the cover tape a few months ago, hundreds of you wrote in to say that you thought it was the best game you'd ever played. Many of you sent us gifts to show your gratitude. Bags of sweets, Hero Tootle stationery, Big Sisters, etc. This month we bring you the prequel, Seymour's World, which is every bit as infuriatingly addictive as its offspring. This time round, though, we've compiled a list so you know exactly what to send us by way of thanks. We like extra strong mints, Marmite crisps, pencils with rubbers on the end, tall blondes called Rachel. Cheers. You don't really want to know about the game as well, do you? Oh, right then. SWEVO stands for Self-Willed Extreme Environment Vocational Organism. But you wish you hadn't asked now. We didn't, the readers. Your job is to try and eliminate all the other creatures in the folly, that complex you wander around. There's lists to travel up, holes to fall down, and all manner of nasty traps and lethal fruit to try and avoid. Your energy is shown by the expression on the face at the top of your screen. Yeah, there's this lovely face. Look at it. Look, it's sad. Yeah. You can carry up to 3 objects at a time. Scaring the goose from behind will give you extra energy. Don't ask us, we just write the reviews. Super's World is a tricky game which requires a lot of thought and patience to progress in. There's a big enough playing area to keep you at it for ages once you get over the initial pulling hair out and screaming "can't be done" syndrome. It is, all in all, one heck of a challenge. The L plates are lift. The sulky blokes are leprechaun. The finger would certainly surprise any passing nuns, and when we nearly did. Yeah, good. If Bill has 6 apples, Pete has 3 apples, Neil has 10 apples, and Trevor has 4 apples, maybe we should wander through one of the 3 archways. A drum kit. Oh, got a poem? Yo, pop kids, you're looking for sounds. Well, this 3 progs got the best around. Toms, bass drums, and blocks. Don't get cold feet, it'll knock off your socks. Amstrad girls, yo, Amstrad boys. Here's 3 channels, it's a wall of noise. Fast, slow, fast. Turn it up, it's such a blast. Hey, it's the music of life. Oh boy. It's easy to use, it's easy to please. Just get your hands on those cursor keys. Move it up, move it down, move it all around. Place those blobs to make those sounds. You can save, load, overload. Give it hell with a big payload. Give it some love, give it respect. If it gets too much, you can just reset. Hey, it's the music of life. Oh boy. If you're on your own, or you're in a band, here comes that helping hand. You got 11 sounds, 48 steps. More good vibes than you could ever expect. Shake it to the left, shake it to the right. Play it loud right through the night. Keep it safe, keep it sound, keep it clean. To get down, it's a drum machine. Hey, it's the music of life. Yeah. Wonderful. Smart too. You could just not believe the blood, sweat and tears and hot chocolate that went into getting this fab art package on the cover tape. First of all, we couldn't find a copy of the original tape it was on, AA37. Then the copy that someone sent us disappeared in the post. As the deadline approached, Rodders took it upon himself to type in the whole listing from the original type-ins version. Smart. Alas, even after a whole afternoon's typing and debugging, it still wouldn't work. The whole escapade finally came to a reasonably satisfactory conclusion when Adam decided to venture down into the cellar, a dank, dark, creepy underground room full of old discs, tapes, rats, spiders, and the ghosts of former AA staff. We locked the door and carried on working. A few hours later, there was a tap at the window and a pasty, cobwebbed cover hand appeared, clutching between his grubby, earwig-covered fingers a disc. We took the disc and closed the window. A few seconds later, there was a massive crashing sound. Oh dear, we were on the third floor. Never mind. The tape turned out to be the original disc the writer, one Robert Buckley from Kidbrook, had sent into type-ins. This is the early 4-colour version. Next month we'll tell you how to upgrade to the 16-colour version. For the moment, though, here's how to create that masterpiece in black, white, red and blue. Everything is controlled through pull-down menus and an arrow cursor. It's a joystick-only prog. You get lines, boxes, circles, other shapes, a spray can, fills, erase, a zoom editing facility, X-swap, Y-swap, block thingies. Everything a young boy or girl could need. You can knock up some pretty snazzy black and white pics, solar system maps, and all sorts. If you reckon you have created a meisterwork, you want to send it on disc or tape to Art Gallery at the usual address. You could win a prize of some sort. Amstrad Action, where every day is a party and every party is full of depressed accountants. You know it makes sense, but only in some undiscovered parallel universe. Wonderful. Reaction. Amstrad Action's letters page is edited by the mag's newest recruit, Adam Peters. He's so sharp he'll cut himself one day, as Auntie Flo used to say before that nasty business with the vicar. But before you put pen to paper, make sure you read the following. Got technical problems? You should be writing to forum, not reaction. Stuck on the basics and need help? That's what Ask Alex is for. Keep your letters short and try to make just one point rather than loads. Looking for a particular cheat or poke? You need cheat mode. Don't enclose SAEs or ask for individual replies. There's no way we have the time for that. What should you write about? Absolutely remotely. Anything remotely connected with Amstrad computing. We give away £25 mail order vouchers for the best letters and badges for the angriest. Ooh, yeah. That's right, they started the Angry Letter of the Month. Okay. Blackbeard and Co. I enclose a tape program to remind readers of the importance of software piracy. It is against the law and should not be done. David Hornsby, Redditch, Walks. We thought the program was excellent, David, and we've made several hundred copies of it and distributed it to all our friends and some people we passed in the street. You're not related to Bob Hay at all, are you? Cheeky blighter. You've probably got tons of letters like this. Oh, no, we don't. Me and my mates have started up a computer magazine, and we have called it Your Format. It's for various machines, and in particular the Amstrad. The main question is, are we allowed to copy some of your mega brill reviews in our own words? And if so, should we put your name in the magazine? Lee Parkin, Bristol. No, you cannot nick our reviews, Lee, you sassy person you. It takes hours, nay, minutes of hard slog to produce those top Amstrad reviews that are loved and cherished by whole generations. Nick a single semicolon and we'll bottom off so fast we won't even have time to pop into the sweet shop for the packet of chewits on your way to the prison cell. Then again, rewrite the reviews so they're totally different to the originals and keep quiet about it and you might get away with it. Crest for pedantry. In AA71, at the top of the verdict box, Hero Quest review, it says Hero Quest. I thought Gremlin made a very good game called Hero Quest. Is it me or you? Sorry, what was the question? My friend Specky Mag gets 2 cover tapes. So can we? Mac Lee Devon. You want 2 cover tapes, Mac? No problem, just buy 2 copies of the magazine. Do you think we're made of money? What sort of name is Mac anyway? Go away. Oi, you're crap. You lot at AA don't have any brains. Your magazine's failing terribly, and the cover tape was crap. All the reviews are falling terribly. Why do you review ultra crap games, eh? Me and lots of other Amstrad users find it crap. Maybe it's time you had a proper complaint. Maybe you'll be scared to print this. £2.50 is not worth it. I have bought an Amiga. Ha ha ha. D. Shearer, Caithness, Scotland. Do we have a response to that? Any readers you like to help me and Rod duff this bloke up, write to AA Vigilante Squad at the usual address. A is fab, says Lynn. I bought my 11-year-old son an Amstrad 6128 3 years ago, and he has played the games that were supplied with it over and over again. I had managed to find the Mini Office 2 disc in Smith's purely by chance, and have been using it too. We were getting to the stage where my son wanted some new games, and I wanted a better word processor and art package as I've gone back to college. I was very nearly tempted to sell this machine and buy an Amiga because none of the local shops sell discs for this machine. I know the main computer shop would probably be able to order one, but I did not know what I wanted. I started looking at the computer magazines at the newsagent, and by chance found this magazine 2 months ago. Your magazine has made all the difference. No longer have we a machine that is obsolete, but having read it avidly, I now have a Brunword word processor, have ordered stop press and a mouse and the Advanced Art Studio, and can't wait to use them. So my son has some new games to play for the free tapes. I think your magazine is really great. It's just about the right mix to make it helpful to both the beginner like myself and the more advanced computer buff. I really don't understand all the terminology though, but I am not going to give up yet. Keep it up. Lynn Brazier, Shoeburyness, Essex. A heartwarming story, Lynn. We're sending you a £25 voucher for a number of reasons, partly because you said lots of nice things about us, which is quite rare these pages, partly because your story will strike a chord with thousands of other readers, but mainly because Shoeburyness is our favourite English place name. We are pleased to welcome P. Barone, who will today deliver a lecture on the paraneural implications of non-product related computer utilization. Oh, okay. Silence of the Games. Oh no, Hero Quest got 84% for Sonics. What's wrong with that? It was reviewed on the 6128, that's what. 464 version just beeps a lot. Oops. I've recently read the review for Hero Quest. I think it is great apart from two things. The first is about Sonics. You lot gave it 84%, but both my demo and the complete game have no sound apart from the slight beep. Secondly, none of my games Hero Quest have any pictures around the border, as shown in your screenshots. So my computer or games that are broken, or are you using a different computer for your reviews? Ian Hales, Livingston, Scotland. I just put on my Mystic Martin psychic earmuffs. Ah, ooh, ee. You have a 464. Most modern games really push the boundaries of the 64K of memory, and a lot of programs now include certain features, such as in-game tunes and frilly borders, which are only initialized if the software detects that the machine is being used as a 6128, and therefore has an extra 64K of memory bank in which to store stuff. We must have reviewed HeroQueet on a 6128. Oh boy. Attack of the Killer cover tapes. I'm writing to complain about issue 71 of Amstrad Action. Oh god, here we go. I went down to the local shop to get my Amstrad Action. When I got back home, I loaded the games that came on the cover cassette to find out that they would only work once. So I took the tape back and got another one to find out that this one would not work at all. So again, I went back to my local shop and asked if they could phone up and ask what is wrong. I've only found out today that the cassette I got free passed a virus on into my computer and it does not work anymore. I'm very upset now. And Philip Ridgian, Bournemouth. Yeah, I don't believe that for a minute. We have to admit we're foxed by this one, Phil. None of our other readers have caught anything nasty off our cover tape, and we find it hard to believe that it's happened. Are you sure you didn't do something to upset your machine, like attacking it with an axe or dropping it from the top of a tall building, for example? Crime Watch AA. Hey, a virus on the cover tape? What a load of cobblers. Moral, don't believe everything your newsagent tells you. Crime Watch AA. It looks like you've been had again. Throw the wall. And AA71 is also straight from the Amstrad manual. Except Sneaky Stewart has changed the name from Bust Out, its original title. It makes me so angry to think that someone has made another 20 quid just like that. Alex Banks, Crapstone, Devon. What a good place name, Crapstone. Whoops, Stewart. According to AA71, page 61, I've won £20 voucher for Through the Wall. As I have not received this yet, could you please check for me? Stuart Gilmore, Lanarkshire, Scotland. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And thanks to all the other neighbourhood watchers who rang or wrote to let us know about the naughty Scotch listing thieves. And put our minds at rest, folks. The way our admin works, no one gets paid for type-ins until a few weeks after the issue comes out. Let's just say Stuart will be wasting his time if he's waiting for a postie with his nose pressed up against the window. Oh dear. Is Barone bonkers? Has anyone actually thought about that which a computer does for a person? I don't mean the negative aspects such as eye strain or even potential myopia caused by excessive or careless use of the machine, but the subtler improvements to one's mental state which come from utilising a computer in the proper fashion. I must stress mental state. There are, as far as I can see, no physical benefits to be gained from remaining in a sedentary position for any length of time. Perhaps if I were really desperate, I could suggest that playing an athletics game or football simulation could prompt the desire to experience the real thing. Setting aside the obvious advantages to be obtained from using educational software in order to improve one's mental awareness of facts or figures, I'm referring specifically to games playing. There are three main aspects which can only be beneficial to one's being, which I list in reverse order of effectiveness: peace of mind, logic reasoning, and reflex. Primarily reflex. I would challenge anyone to refute the suggestion that playing games on a computer, or anywhere else for that matter, but a computer is the medium for my purposes, improves one's reflexes. It increases one's awareness of what is going on and the ability to react to it in any situation. It is not just confined to the computer screen. It improves coordination between hand and eye, much like playing table tennis, for example. I'm aware that whilst no one may be able to contradict me on this, there's absolutely also nobody who would go to any trouble to prove it. I can only leave it to the individual to recognise an effect which is very difficult to notice. I realise that people are by nature slower or quicker to react to things, but I'm sure it helps. More so, however, in a younger person, I think I think the effect, for want of a more suitable word, is maximised if someone enters the world of computers and games at an early age, so the various reactions are learnt while she or he is developing, and minimised in anyone over the age of, say, 20. Secondarily, logic and reasoning. Everyone knows that minds and brains must be in constant use in order to prevent deterioration of thought. Obviously, using software is not going to instill an IQ of 180 into someone or allow one to think clearly who has not previously done so. But what is there will be improved. To give a facile example, if there is a locked door in one room and a key in another, what leads us to bring the latter to the former? Logic. And it is this logic and reasoning, and memories also come to that, which should be used again and again so one can step with greater ease and from the fundamental and puerile use of logic given above to more complicated ideas. This point is important, only less marked than the first, because there has to be a, a firmer basis there already to build on. If one is not so inclined, then one will automatically, maybe even subconsciously, choose a game where less thinking is involved, such as a shoot 'em up, rather than, to go to extremes, a strategy game. I suppose that the same idea could be applied to the reflex paragraphs, but there are many more games that involve some sort of quick reaction, and many more people who play them, and even the most ardent strategists must surely have a couple. Finally, an idea which I wrote about and had printed in AA37 under a pseudonym, incidentally, and one which I still adhere to strongly. I firmly believe that the computer is an escape from reality for games players and allows those with troubles to forget them for an hour or so by playing games. It is this sort of thing which is done unknowingly, but which, if analysed, is perfectly clear, for me at least. Anyway, as I always find when I write about something I believe in, I've gone on far too long, and I beg your pardon for that. Am I imagining all this? Someone tell me if I'm not completely crackers. P. Barone Latimer Bucks. I am not saying anything. Here's Angry Letter of the Month. I suppose you think you're doing a good job of your mag here. Well, you are, but you aren't. But I see that you are, so you must be. What on earth is he going on about? Anyway, I have a few things to point out. One, why did you release the magazine 2 weeks before the month is being published for? I'm sure it would be no problem to release it on the first of the month. Two, thanks for getting my cruiser to me intact 2 days late. Three, please can I have my disc back? Now? I mean, I did send a stamped address sticker to go in the box. The disc is CF2 type. 4. I bet that you, who is reading this letter, will promptly chuck this in the bin because you are a secretary who enjoys doing things like that. Don't! Michael Westmacott, Bristol. Alright, so Michael's letter isn't exactly angry, more kind of moany, but and a bit of a letdown after last month's savage attack on it from his namesake in Swansea. However, we feel grumpy of Bristol's missive justifies scraping this month's award purely for being the most pointless tissue of complaints we've received in a long while. And that's a lot of tissues, folks. Take Michael on a luxury holiday to Florida and he'll be complaining about the colour of the sea. Why is the sea always blue? Why can't it be orange? And can't you get the tide to come in quicker? Not that we're going to take you on holiday to Florida, though, Mickey boy. Oh no, it's something much better than that. We're going to send you an exclusive badge featuring fellow Mona Morrissey. Well, it's not really that exclusive, to be honest. I suppose you're right to complain about the pin being too shiny. Do you, dear reader, think you could be angrier than last month's winner? And more whinging than this month's? It's a tall order, we know. Still drop us a line here at Reaction and you'll never know your luck. Michael fought off some pretty stiff competition this month, particularly from Paul Thompson of Bakewell and Derbyshire. Aside from slagging off a couple of reaction letter writers and pointing out several spelling mistakes in AA, Paul went on to accuse Codemasters of various crimes against humanity. There's no prizes for being second, Paul. Send your name and address to Codemasters, so maybe they'll send you a little something. I've got to go more poems. Ode to my Amstrad. I have in my possession a valuable tool. To me, it's very trendy, groovy, fab, and cool. My brother and I shared it. It did cause much fracas. But now he has a brand new toy to keep him content by far. It's his automobile, but won't go into that. This ode is to my Amstrad, not all his little past. His little past? Okay. We've been through lots together, my old Arnold and I. Even when between its keys one drops some meat pie. Oh no. When and if my companion gives up the ghost, it will be a poignant day, a lot sadder than most. That day will signify the end of our relationship, no more programs for it to store in its delicate chips. So thank you, good Amstrad, for serving me so well. I hope you continue to be reliant as hell. Oh boy. Here's the response. To be honest, Jonesy, your ode doesn't scan. And the syntax is all wrong too, man. We'd lost our way by about line 5. The bit about meat pies was rather contrived. Still, we can't really diss your letter. As you can see, we can't do any better. You're clearly a scholar, and certainly no sloucher. And don't write any more, mate. Here's a Fab 3 voucher. Success. Right, Amscene. Crash crashes, zap zapped. Veteran 8-bit titles chopped as receivers called in. The computer games industry has been stunned by news of the collapse of 2 leading 8-bit titles. Veteran magazines Crash and Zap 64 were both published by Ludlow-based Newsfield, which called in the receivers on the 16th of September. It seems the company simply realised it was no longer solvent and was unable to continue trading. Newsfield also published console magazine Raise. Strategy title Games Master International, Pre-Press, a professional desktop publishing magazine, and Fear. At the moment, it is not clear whether any other publishers are likely to take over the Newsfield titles. There are no direct ramifications for Amstrad Action in all this, since Crash covered specky games and Zap dealt solely with the Commodore 64. But the failure of the magazines does inevitably fuel talk that the 8-bit market is declining. Note that industry pundits have been saying that since 1985. AA Sister Mag, your Sinclair and Commodore format are expecting to pick up a few readers following Newsfield's collapse. But there's more than a tinge of sadness in the news even for them. We're terribly sorry and we will miss them. Something rotten, says Andy Hutchinson, your Sinclair's editor. If it wasn't for the fact I edit Commodore format, I'd be saddened by the news, explains Steve Jarrett. It is, though. It's got to be good news for us. Make a note in your diary. Disappointed about the cancellation of the European Computer Entertainment Show in September? Never fear, Future Publishing's very own show will be opening its doors on the 15th of November at London's Earl's Court 2. The full story is on this month's Grapevine section on page 18. Beastly add-ons. Oh, God. Is your computer a miserable, unfriendly, ugly piece of work? You can put a human, well, animal then, face on your micro with a critter. The critter family consists of a teddy bear, dragon, bunny rabbit, and bulldog. Choose whichever one suits your mood and your machine. Bits of Velcro keep the critter's limbs stuck to your machine, which means that if you ever upgrade, you can keep your beloved critter. Critters cost $24.99 plus £2 post and packaging, and are available from Critical Computers Limited. Cheer up your computer for a critter. Yes, we know PCWs need all the cheering up they can get. That's what it looks like. Snippets. Bust that jargon. If you're baffled by binary, confused by compiling, and utterly dumbfounded by databases, you should look out for a new book from Chartwell Bratt, A Concise Dictionary of Computing and Information Technology. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it promises concise and easily understood explanations of over 4,000 of the most common words, terms, jargon, acronyms, abbreviations, and codes. The Concise Dictionary of Computing should be appearing on the shops now. The price is $9.95, and the ISBN number is 08623826888. Computing at the Ideal Home Exhibition. Just in case you found yourself being dragged around the Ideal Home Exhibition next spring, admiring all those Pantagonian rugs and Laura Ashley curtains, you may be interested to know that there's going to be a computing show. The chances of there being anything CPC specific are virtually zero, but it'll still make a change from the usual crop of rather iffy and decidedly expensive household bits and bobs. More fun at school? Scant months after Fun School 3 appeared on the CPC, publisher database is planning Fun School 4. It's going to follow the same formula as its predecessors, with 3 separate packs aimed at under 5s, 5 to 7s, and the over 7s. Each program will have 6 sub-games teaching various different skills to your eager pupils. There's one difference though. Robbie the Robot has been scrapped. Yes, Fred, so the metallic mechanoid has been deemed to have too little street cred and is being replaced by Sammy the Spy. Fun School 4 should be appearing in early November. Studio Software. We've had a couple of readers complaining about Studio Software, which ran an ad in AA73. If their orders aren't coming through or they can't get hold of the company on the phone, we'll try to keep you posted about what's happening. WrestleMania. What you gonna do in the largest arms of the world in Hulkamania? Run wild on you. Yeah. Sure, okay. Here's the charts. This chart's compiled by Gallup Limited. Full price. Manchester United Europe, Chrysalis, number 1 for the second week running, and we're still waiting for our review copy. Don't worry, it's coming. More footy games to play. Rainbow Collection, Ocean, holding its own despite the fact that 2 of the 3 games are in the budgie charts too. Dizzy Collection, Codemasters, Dizzy's Excellent Adventures should be out soon. Any bets on a Guns N' Roses double act? Hero Quest, Gremlin Graphics, a best-selling board game still shifting buckets across the formats. Big Box, Bo Jolly, 30 mediocre games are all bundled together. They say quality matters when more than quantity. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, Mirrorsoft. You can make soup out of these, you know. Sometimes we wish someone would. Fizz, Virgin. Okay. That Wingdings. Predator 2, Mirrorsoft. Oh no, a nasty alien's turned up in New York and Arnie's nowhere to be found. Gawk. North and South, Infogrames. The American Civil War, 1861 to 65. You've written the essay, now play the game. Power Up, Ocean. 4 stongers and 1 old bonkers. It's better than a game of conkers. The budgets. New Zealand Story, Hit Squad, Moonwalker, Kicks, Quattro Coinops, Codemasters, Shinobi, Mastertronic, Dragon Ninja, Hit Squad, Bubble Bobble, Hit Squad, Batman the Movie, Hit Squad, Quattro Skills, Codemasters, Cabal, Hit Squad, Magic Land Dizzy, Codemasters. Show us yours! Hey man, Radio AA is broadcasting loud and clear across the globe. We want your charts, pop pickers. Send us a list of your 5 fave raves in a world of CPC games, along with your name, address, and a photo of yourself looking really stupid. In return, we'll plaster in this box, and all your friends will think you're really cool. Pretty good, huh? Yeah, I bet. Bubble Bobble's running high in both the budget and full price Rainbow Collection charts. It's a bit naff, really, but still a lot of fun. Right, you baddies, let's you watch this. On the Grapevine. Gold compilations. US Gold has got a couple of decent sounding compilations coming out for Christmas. Maximum Action Extra pack. Will consist of Terminator 2. So soon? Yep, seems so. Saint Dragon. Ooh, lovely. Night Shift. Excellent game. And Swiv. We haven't seen it yet. But James on Sister Mag Your Sinclair says it's gnarly, whatever that is. Also coming out from the Goldies for Christmas is the Capcom Collection. This one's a real heavyweight, boasting no fewer than 8 titles. Strider, Forgotten Worlds, UN Squadron, Dynasty Wars, Ghouls and Ghosts, Strider 2, LED Storm. Crikey, that's a bit old, isn't it? And Last Duel. Max Pack and Capcom Collection, US Gold, are scheduled for Christmas. Price $17.99 cassette, $24.99 disc. Ocean news. The long-awaited Battle Command is still being awaited as The Simpsons, Robocop 3, Hudson Hawk, Toki, The Addams Family, and Hook. Well, there isn't much really, it's the trouble. We're waiting with bated breath for Battle Command, should be finished soon. The Simpsons, now that's got to be a contender for the Crimbo #1 slot. Robocop 3, another card game, at least Ocean isn't giving up on the console. And Hudson Hawk. Those who've seen the film tell us not to hold our breath. There's bad news though. The latest news from Ocean is that Toki on the console will not now go ahead. Outrageous! The early version we saw looked absolutely spanking. We just have to try and persuade the Manchester bunch to reconsider. The 2 new games are penciled in, though albeit not on a cartridge. The Addams Family, based on the gruesome TV bods, and Hook, a Peter Pan based game, are on their way. We'll keep you posted. Battle Command and The Simpsons Ocean should be out any time now. Price $10.99 cassette, $15.99 disc. Yep. A few of these won't get released. As I said, Toki, they got cancelled because the programmer wanted more cartridge space. Ocean did not want to give them more cartridge space. Cost too much. Robocop 3 never got released either. But the others did. The other, Hook. I don't remember Hook ever being released either. Unless it did really late, I don't know. Don't remember it, so. Anyway, the French connection. All the software houses over here are grumbling over the state of the market. The French are apparently so thrilled with Amstrad that the 8-bit market over there is still booming. One of those releases appearing over here is ESC Supremacy. That's right, another compilation. This one consists of Silent Service, Carrier Command, P-47 Thunderbolt. How many compilations has that one been in now? Gunship, and F-15 Strike Eagle. Sea Supremacy Ubisoft will be out for Christmas, price $15.99 cassette, disc version only to order. Right, Gremlins, big plans. Ooh. Here's a tasty sounding Christmas compilation coming up from Gremlins shortly. Chart Attack Volume 1 will feature Lotus Esprit Turbo Challenge, excellent. Shadow of the Beast, excellent. Ghouls and Ghosts, okay. Supercars, excellent. And Impossible, well, those okay. Chart Attack Volume 1 should be out by the end of October. What about Volume 2? Well, Gremlin doesn't know if there's going to be a Volume 2 yet. It depends on how well Volume 1 does. Tiny Tots waiting on the shoe people, by the way, shouldn't have too much longer to wait. Development is nearly over, and if any luck at all, the prog will be finished by the end of October. Other big news from Gremlin? Why, Space Crusade, of course. The board game is already out, selling Hero Quest 2 to 1 in the shops, so the computer version should really be one to watch. Biggest news of all, though, is Gremlin's plans for a Nigel Mansell license in the early part of next year. There'll be an arcade-style blast in similar vein to Gold's Super Monaco Grand Prix. We want it now! What about after that? What about other full-price Amstrad releases has Gremlin got planned? None? Ah, still. We've heard that one before. Anyway, the company reports great success with its budget label GBH, even to the point of rather regretting selling off the bulk of its back catalogue of games. Chart Attack Volume 1 Gremlin will be out by the end of October, price $14.99 cassette, $17.99 disc. Space Crusade Gremlin will be out for Christmas, price $10.99 cassette, $15.99 disc. Palace News. After announcing it was pulling out of the Amstrad market a few months ago, following its takeover by French company Leisure Holdings, it's now tiptoeing back in. The idea is to release a handful of French games over here. The first two titles will be the Hot Rubber, a bike racing game, and something. Sliders? I don't know. A futuristic sports sim with magnetic balls. Progress on these is uncertain. In fact, the whole thing is uncertain at the moment, but all being well, we should be seeing some nifty French imports from Palace in the future. Hot Rubber and Slider Palace should be out for Christmas, price to be announced. Dizzy's Christmas present. God knows how many copies of Dizzy games have been sold since the Egghead first appeared. Whatever the number, it looks like it's going to get even larger this Christmas. Why? Because the Codies are turning out another Dizzy collection. Dizzy's Excellent Adventures. This one will consist of 2 existing titles and 3 entirely new ones. Panic Dizzy is an arcade puzzler rather than a traditional adventure. It's not bad, but it's no great shakes either. Fast Food is another re-release. Spellbound Dizzy is a completely new game, and the mainstay really of the compilation. For over 90 rooms, it's pretty big too. Well, let's face it, it's damned big. It should also be turning up as a standalone release later on too. Dizzy Prince of the Yoke Folk is a much smaller effort, of only 30 or so rooms. We've taken a look though, and it's up to the usual high Dizzy standards. Yeah, so Dizzy 6 and 7 looks like they're coming out at the same time. So they squeeze them all in, because 7, not 6 and 7, it's 5 and 6. Part 7, it's Crystal Kingdom Dizzy, that came out in 92. Anyway. The last game will be either Bubble Dizzy or Dizzy Down the Rapids. It has not been decided yet. In Bubble Dizzy, our hero has just been forced to walk the plank, and he must get to safety by leaping upwards from bubble to bubble, avoiding nasties on the way. Apparently it's based on a sub-level from the Nintendo Dizzy game, only available in the States. But it's been beefed up here to be a playable game in its own right. Dizzy Down the Rapids is an arcade game along the same lines as Domark's Tubin. Dizzy's Excellent Adventures, Codemasters, will be out for Christmas, price $9.99 cassette. The Computer Entertainment Event of the Year. Well, it would have been the Europe Computer Entertainment Show, would it? Only that didn't happen. Sorry to those folks who went along following the story on AmScene, by the way, only to get turned away. We got the news far too late to let you know the cancellation of the public side really was at the last minute. Anyway, never mind about all that. The point is that Future Publishing is organising its own show this year. It's taking place at Earl's Court 2 between the 15th and 17th of November and will be called World of Commodore. Fed up at missing out on the European Computer Entertainment Show, cancelled at the last minute by EMAP? Never fear, take yourselves along to Future's very own World of Commodore show. There's loads of non-Commodore stuff there too. God, I hope so. Don't stop reading! Although the show's based around those weird Commodore beasts, there's going to be plenty of other stuff there. On Domark Stand, you'll be able to look at Trivial Pursuit running on one of the new CD-TV jobbies. Microsoft will have a Toodles coin-op machine set up to give free plays, and will be running free draws for T-shirts and books. Jimmy White's going to be at the show, publicising Virgin Snooker Sim, not on the Amstrad. Gremlin will have a giant 4-player console and will be running driving competitions, the action being displayed on a giant video screen above the competitors' heads. You could win a CD-TV. Got some Christmas shopping to do? Then visit the Christmas shopping mall. Loads of bargains will be on offer from dozens of suppliers. How long a play do you get in the arcades for 50p? A couple of minutes at the most? Twice that if you're really hot? Well then, how about 15 minutes? Because that's how long you get in the games arcade, playing whatever game you want. All the money goes to children's charities, so it's in a good cause too. The World of Commodore show will take place at Earl's Court 2, November 15th to 17th. Admission £6 adults, £4 under 14s. Save money by buying tickets in advance. See the ad on page 37. More and more ads. The best in quality games. At pocket money prices, only $3.99 each. Quickfile, $12.50, disc only, SD Microsystems. There have been more Amstrad databases than almost any other serious program, and a fair few of them seem to have been on Amstrad Action cover tapes. So what makes this one worth buying when you already have a free one? Martin Young finds out. Flexibility, that's what. Oh, good to know. Good news, easy to start using, fairly low price. Bad news, awkward to continue using. Bugged. Verdict 68%. There's a mastering machine code. Welcome to Article 3 in the Ultimate Assembly Language course. Last month we dealt with most of the essentials, which means that we can really fly now. So dust off the old assembly and let's get coding. All the fancy stuff. Some listings. Yeah. Forum. Adam Prof. Rearing is on his hulls. So this month Jerry Doc Glenwright steps in to edit the tech help spot. Remember, if we can't give a solution, one of our readers surely will. That's why it's called Forum. Or maybe you've discovered some valuable tip that you want to share with the rest of us. Write to Forum. Mutton heads! Oh no. Many people, including you, as far as I know, claim that with the Amstrad 7-bit printer port, you can't print characters which have an ASCII number above 127. Well, you lot of muttonheads, you can. At least you can on the Star LC200. Here's how. Ooh. We've got a dip switch. Set a dip switch. Switch A1 to on. Switch A2 to off. Switch D1 to on. How many dip switches does the damn thing have? Is that a printer? Press the online button, type in the following program. No, normally no, because we're too busy. If you print this letter, can you say a big hi to Joni? Normally no, because we're too busy squeezing in help and tips to print friends' names. But as this is such a clever little tip, okay. Anyway, you just did it. Thanks for the neat solution to the missing printer port USB. Yeah, if you've got one particular printer. Dead drive. I have a dead Spectrum Plus 3. Best thing for them. Can I extract the disk drive and make it work with my very much alive CPC 464, which has a switchable 6128 ROM added? On the short answer, yes. But you'll need to be reasonably electronically aware. You'll also need a suitable edge connector and a bit of ribbon cable. You can get these at the cheapest price from Maplin Electronic Supplies. The drive requires a power supply too. You could use the power supply from the dead spectrum and step down the voltage, or simply get hold of one of the multi-voltage adapters sold on market stalls everywhere. Got a dead spicky? Well, with a bit of know-how, you might be able to cannibalise it for your Amstrad. Oh no. I have a requirement to transfer some of my basic programs from a CPC 6128 to an IBM PC running Microsoft QBasic. I know that I will need to write an emulator converter program on the PC, and this is no problem. I need your help in telling me how I can transfer these programs. Do I need a 5¼ inch disk drive attached to the Amstrad, or will I attach the two computers together using the RS-232 connections? How much will this cost, and are there any other methods of transfer? M. Jordan Darlington. A year or two ago, there used to be a cottage industry in data transfer between popular machines. The company responsible for the transfers advertised their service in a sister magazine, New Computer Express, and charged, if I remember rightly, a reasonable sum for the job. Even at an unreasonable sum, this would be cheaper than buying the necessary hardware to facilitate the transfer. Have a rummage through NCE classifieds and see what you come up with. Alternatively, go for the RS-232 option for getting attaching drives. It's beyond you. Oh. If you don't already own an RS-232 interface, you'll need to acquire one from one of our advertisers. You'll also need to build what is known as a null modem. It's simply a serial connection between two machines that doesn't work via a modem. Instead, consisting of a standard serial cable, pins 2 joined, pins 3 joined, pins 7 joined, pins 8 and 20 joined, with pins 2 and 3 crossed. That is to say, pin 2 goes to pin 3, and pin 3 goes to pin 2. Transmit to receive, and receive to transmit. Terminal software with X modem and some other file transfer protocol is required for both the PC and the CPC to transfer and run the terminal software on both machines. Select X modem and send on the CPC, and X modem receive on the IBM. Choose a file and it's transferred. Now, what was that about an emulator being simple to write? So ask Alex. The forum section is for people who are technically pretty head clued up. But if you're an outright novice, write instead to me, Alex Van Dam. I'm Amstrad Action's very own tutor for beginners. Don't worry if you think your question sounds fairly stupid. We've all had to start somewhere, and while I'm answering individual queries, they'll give me a chance to introduce some more general computing information as I go along. I want to publish a magazine! Oh no. I think we've been through that before. Alright, we reached action test finally. A spanking coin-op conversion from the Goldies and a Brill film tie-in from Ocean. A Terminator 2. Don't be fooled by that jelly mold geezer in front of you. He's a rock-hard T-1000 Terminator. James Bond Collection. Domark. Bond's back in 3-game compilation. Thunderjaws. Domark. Trouble Under the Sea with Madame Q and her cybernetic sharks. Darkman. Ocean. The film that no one went to see. They were right. Final Fight. Yuri Scold. Giant sprites, smooth scrolling, and loads of fighting moves. A brilliant conversion of the coin-op. If you say so. Right, first we have Darkman by Ocean. $10.99 cassette, $15.99 disc. It's Darkman. Well, switch the flipping light on then, man. Ho ho, we're putting this joke in the comedy public domain so you and your chums can have hours of fun retelling it again and again. More fun than you were having playing the game? Well, that depends on how patient and how beat 'em up hardened you are. Darkman was actually a film that no one bothered going to see. This included us, so we're going to have to guess at what it was about. We think it was something to do with an Egyptian mummy in a trench coat who wandered around kicking and punching people until he died. Well, that's what the game's like anyway. The film might have had a bit more to it. Darkman consists of 9 levels, if you include the photo session, sub-games, of which there are 3. They seem to be shooting gallery sort of things. Well, we're blowed if we can work out what we're supposed to do. This is helpful. Level 1 is set in Chinatown. That's Chinatown in New York, not Chinatown in London, or Chinatown in China. The basic idea here is to move right, punching and kicking all the evil Sainsbury staff, ninja scuba divers, and savage poodles that appear to try and do you an injury. Well, several injuries actually. That is, let's be honest, pretty darn difficult. If you get past it, you'll then get to play the photo session thing. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we think you've got to press the fire button wildly over the person who looks like the photo to get shown at the start. And then maybe you'll get some energy back or something. Oh no. Oh no. There's a Daddy Longlegs that's come into the room. The AA officer said it's not the game. Ah! Hurried exit. 15 minutes later. Sorry about that. It's the time of year apparently. Level 2, 3, actually if you include the photo thingy. Set in a factory. It's the same as level 1, only with platforms in it. It also bears a remarkable similarity to Batman the movie. It's also darned frustrating to misjudge a jump and end up 5 levels lower down. Who would be afraid of a Daddy Longlegs spider? Jeez. Level 3 is the best of the lot. Durant, a baddie, is lobbing grenades at you as you leap from roof to roof. Timing is all important here. Level 5 sees you being dangled from a helicopter over a busy motorway. Sounds silly? Yeah, it plays a bit silly too, actually. Then there are another 2 photo thing levels and 2 more platformy beat 'em up jobbies, and that's it, really. Graphics are great with lovely detailed background. Sound is limited, but that's okay. And there's certainly plenty of game for your money. Unfortunately, it's so hard and so darn tedious, you'll probably give up without getting past level 1. Oh boy. Become a monk or nun and spend the rest of your life writing a book about Joan of Arc. Oh well, at least there's no Daddy Longlegs in it. In the distance, a flapping sound and sinister insect laughing. Another hurried exit. Well, are they referring to Daddy Longlegs as dragonflies as Daddy Longlegs rather than the spiders? Okay. Second opinion. It looks like Dick Tracy without the gun, okay? So the overcoat's not banana coloured, but the gameplay, while varied, isn't much more fun. I'm glad I didn't go to see the film. First day talent score, persevere. Verdict, graphics 86%. So nice Mad Cillian might attack them with a hammer at any moment. Sonic 63%. You're unlikely to be bopping to this down the disco. Grab factor 23%. Tedious, difficult opening level doesn't bode well. Staying power 72%. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Hint. Rating 57%. There's a lot to do in Darkman, but little chance of being able to do much of it. Oh no, we're being attacked by the keyboardist of the EMF. Go on, hit him, hit him! Oof, here we are in an alleyway being attacked by ninja scuba divers. Typical. And we only popped out for a bag of mints. Level 3 and we're leaping across the rooftops amidst a hail of bombs. At times like this, we wish we'd taken up plumbing instead. Dangling under a helicopter over the M25 from a bit of string. Remember, Darkman is only a sprite. Don't try this yourself. Okay. Time to play the game. Let's get it started here. It's only in practice I did not get past level 1. Just testing it. So this game might be a little hard. Don't expect much. Darkman, trademark and copyright 1990, Universal Studios Inc. All rights reserved, licensed by Merchandising Corporation of America Inc. Code Dave Box, Jason McGann, Graphs Noel Mines, Sonics Jonathan Dunn, produced by Twilight. Alright, let's get started. Learning Darkman Part 1. We'll get 3 credits. I think you get just 1 life. So we could have just given you 3 lives. Would that be so difficult? You have to call them credits. Darkman, seeking revenge on those who disfigured him, sets out to procure the ill-gotten gains of Durant to further his plans. Right, a little hop kick here. Ow. Jump over the crate. Dog. Oh. What are you doing? The Highland Fling or something? Oh. Just do the hop kick. Oh, dog. Too much rank ninjas does off screen at me. It's really annoying. We've got the ninjas. Scuba tanks on their backs. Yeah. Well, I think we did almost here. What's that? I don't know what that did. Game over. Do it all again, idiot. Ow. Ow, dog. Stop it. Oh, good dog. Stop it. Ow. Ow. Try again. Ow. Damn it. Ow. Yeah, this game's hard. Oh, good dog. Jeez. I thought he was dead. Oh, that didn't go so well. Good kick. But hey! Yeah, that's the end of it. Just barely. Right, part 2. Photo section. Darkman must try to prepare disguise to fool the evil gangsters. Photo subject. What does this ball do? I did not get many photos, huh? Insufficient data to generate mask. Press fire. Part 3. Don't know if that has any effect on the game or not. Darkman is discovered before his plan is half grown. His fiancée Julie has been seized by Strack. Oh great, now it's just made it a maze now, right? Oh, we got life back, but no, we gotta go up that way then. There's no other ladder. Jump across here, huh? There's a platform. How about that? We're dying. Nope. Dead. One continue. That one is discovered. So any life up they give you is at the beginning of the stage. But there's more later in the stage. Oh no! Will these be instant death? It's not. I know they've got guns now. Oh god. Oh no, it's falling! It's falling! It's falling. Oh, is that 4 damage? That's something. We did anyway. Almost. Ah no, he fell again. Oh, walked into the fire dead. Oh yeah. Ah, that's Darkman. We'll move on. Alright, next game. Sheriff's Test Drive. Ooh. Read this. Right, it is Terminator 2. Ah, shopping mall. Time to buy shiny Western goods. Ow, oh no, a shop assistant with a pokey metal hand. Grrr. Arnie. Ha, got him. He's just big puddle on the floor. Ha, oh no, he will not die. He come back again and again. Ah. Arnie, hold tight, John, you irritating little kid. T-1000 chase us with truck. We must go fast, not crash. Reaccelerator. Once upon a time, in 1997, the world was devastated by a nuclear firestorm. 32 years later, the surviving humans, led by military genius John Connor, found themselves at war with the machines. And this was all slightly more serious than your parents not being able to work the VCR. Those nasty machines sent a Terminator, killing machine, to Earth year 1984 to bump off John Connor's mum so he'd never be born. Fortunately, Connor sent some bodacious dude from the human resistance back in time to protect Ma. The whole thing ended with Arnie Schwarzenegger getting crushed in a steam mangle. It's now 7 years later, and it seems those nasty machines sent 2 Terminators back through time. The second one, an advanced T-1000 model, turns up in the year 1991. Its objective to kill John Connor, now a strapping lad of 14. Hang on. He wasn't born in 1984? How can he be 14? Never mind. Fortunately, John Connor, 2029, has managed to send off a protector for John Connor, 1991. What's more, it's a Terminator. Arnie again, in fact. But not the same Terminator, of course. That got crushed in the steam press, remember? It's just another Terminator that talks the same. Terminator 2 has already broken more box office records than the last thing that broke all the box office records. Toodles, probably. The film has got all sorts of irritating pedagogical... You what? Yeah, this film has got the sort of irritating pedagogical... You what? Come to expect from a country just free with its peace, moralising as it is with its F-111s. All in all, not a bad little movie, and not a bad little game either. Judgment Day Dictionary. Connor, John, in the year 2029 AD, he sent you back in time to the present in order to protect him, aged 14 or so, from the T-1000. He's a cheeky little oik, but unfortunately, your programming won't let you chuck him off a bridge and go clubbing with the T-1000 instead, so you'll just have to protect him. Derp. Connor, Susan, John's mother, with a strange penchant for cool sunglasses and high-velocity assault rifles. She never appears on the screen during the game, but does a fair job of helicopter shooting in level 4. Difficulty. Ocean has the difficulty set just about right on this one. It's easy to get to grips with on the first level, and you'll soon be able to win through with the minimal of non-existent damage necessary to get through level 2. Speak for yourself, Ed. It then starts getting much harder. Energy. Your energy and T1000s are shown by the pictures of you at the bottom of the screen. Each blow turns a bit of the coloured picky into black and white. Once you're all in monochrome, you're dead. No other lives, no continues, no getting up and saying, "Ho ho!" Just shamming. That's it, sunshine. Repair of. A sub game to try and get back some energy. It appears between levels 4 and 5, and is like one of those number puzzle things. Where you got the numbers 1 to 15 and bits of plastic, and you have to slide around till you get them in the right order. In this case, it's bits of Arnie's eye that you have to slide around. Yuck. Right, game's got a slide puzzle. Wonderful. Flood channel. Level 2 sees you racing down the flood in the channel on a motorbike. Johnny on your lap. T1000 is bearing after you in a big truck. Dodge the rocks, petrol battles it all, jump over cars, splash through water, screech through grass, and try to keep as far in front of the truck as you can. Cowabunga! Sorry, wrong film. Freeway. You, John, and Susan are racing down the freeway in level 4, trying to avoid crashing into too many other vehicles. Whilst the nasty T1000 chases after you in a helicopter. Go on, Susan. Blow the little schmick of the sky. Gameplay. There's 3 different styles of play involved, with 2 racing games, 2 puzzle games, and 2 combat sections. While some of these have the depth to hold the game on their own, you'd soon get bored if subjected to them for prolonged periods of time. The variety makes Terminator 2 hang together well. The combat sections might seem repetitive, over hard, or simplistic at first glance, but once you get into them and start working out combinations of moves, they aren't at all bad. Graphics. The graphics are pretty not bad. The massive sprites and animation in the combat sections is fab. There are some pretty detailed graphics in the puzzle sections too. The puzzle in level 4 looks pretty crap, but you can't have everything. Hand repair of. Not strictly speaking, much to do with the film, but an excuse for Ocean to throw in some of the puzzle type sub games it's so enamored with when doing movie licenses. Find this between levels 2 and 3. What are you supposed to do? Dunno, you got some energy back if you can do it. Mental hospital. The second bout of combat. It's level 3, and T1000 is now a bit more hard than he was beforehand. And he's pretty darn hard then. In the film, all this stuff was carried out with big guns. Here, it's just good old-fashioned beat-em-up fare. Take that, you big brute. Bit of pow. Shopping mall. Level 1 is set here. You're the big Arnie thing, and your job is to kick, punch, knee, headbutt, and generally do lots of unpleasant things to the short guy in the police uniform, T1000. Keep rattling those bows in as fast and as varied as possible to prevent him getting much chance to hit back. Sonics. You can compose your own version of the title music using the drum kit program on this month's cover tape, you only need to use the one sound, the snare. In-game effects are not much better. Steel Mill. The final level is another beat-em-up jobby. This time T-1000 is raining those headbutts and lacerational handshakes and like there was no tomorrow. Well, which, if you can't beat the brute, there probably isn't. T-101. That's you. Well, actually, in the film you were T-800 Model 101. But what the heck? At least you're still Arnie Schwarzenegger, not Pee Wee Herman or someone like that. In the combat scenes, as in the film, you're a lot bigger than your opponent. That doesn't really help, unfortunately. T-1000. This is the baddie you've got to do over. He's a far superior model Terminator to you. His main advantage is that he's made of liquid metal, which means he's very hard to kill. He just keeps reforming in the battle swine, the little swine. His headbutts are well hard, and his arm becomes a nasty sword-like thing when he feels like it. All in all, one mean uncle kisser. Oh, sure, okay. Got no second opinion? Oh, yes we do. Second opinion, level 1 looks great. And until you realise you don't go anywhere. But the variety and quality of the rest of the game carry it through. First their target score. Suss up the hand repair bit. And verdict, graphics 87%. Nice big battling sprites. The rest ain't bad either. Sonic's 46%, crap title tune and a few crashing noises. Grab factor 91%. Level 2 is so addictive it should only be available on prescription. Staying power 85%. You really want to finish the game. Rating 89%. Terminator 2 has its drawbacks, but it certainly keeps you coming back for more and more. And then a bit more. Okay. Alright. Alright. Here we go. Will this be better or worse than Darkman was? But the question is, will it be easier than Darkman was? Copyright 991, LJN Limited, all rights reserved. Terminator 2, press fire. Distributed by Ocean Software Limited. Yeah, it sounds like the movie theme. I was gonna say the Terminator almost looks a little cross-eyed. Alright, let's get started. Location, the shopping mall. Objective, delay T1000. There you go. Oh, God, the walking speed is awful. Yeah, shuffle. Oh, God. Ow. Okay. Kicks are good range. Ow. Not good range as that. Ow. 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 Get close in this. Kick him. Kick him. Okay. Location, the flood channel. Objective, protect John. Oh, oh no! Oh. No! Oh god! Instant death! Game over. That's it. Yeah. You're terminated. They love instant death stuff in a one-life game with no continues at all. Let's do the fighting thing again. Ow. Jeez. Let's see if we can last longer on this on the second stage. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Don't hit that! Well, see how this is gonna go. At least the fighting section is getting easier. Shuffle. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Ow. Ow. Jeez. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Ow. Oh! God, this section's hard. Oh. You only get one chance. Oh, stupid. Ow! Jeez, come on, Becky. Ow. Huh? Yeah. Oh no. Well, that was better. Not that I have any idea how long the stage is or anything. Ow. Oh, come on. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. One more go. One more attempt. Almost there. Yeah. Whew. Okay. Location. Safe haven. Objective. Repair tendons. Oh, see, is this a... This is a slide puzzle again, isn't it? %6 complete. Oh. Alright, next bit. Location. The hospital. Objective. Protect Sarah. It's time for more kicking. Yep. Oh god. Game over. That didn't take long. Yeah, that's Terminator 2. Is it better than Darkman? I don't know. Maybe it's somewhat even. Anyway, we'll move on. Right, what have we got next? We've got Thunderjaws. Domark, $10.99 cassette, $17.99 disc. 18 quid! Blimey! Oh well, on with the review. Just when you thought it was safe to go for a dip again, you know, no more oil slicks, no more swimming rubbish, no more floating toilet deposits. At the end of the rotten plastic shark from the movies. Just when you thought it was time to dig that swimming cozzy out once more, along comes some mad scientist called Madam Q. In the next minute, there's lizard women, lava men, and manta creatures splashing all around over the place. Or rather, there isn't. At least not in the Amstrad version. You get all that stuff in the arcades and on the 16 bits, though. We CPC kids have to make do with a few sharks, divers, robot dogs, robo-dogs, and firewomen. Not that we're complaining, I mean, who really fancies a run-in with a spider bot anyway? Whatever a spider bot is. Thunderjaws consists of 4 levels. Each level consists of 2 stages. The first stage is set underwater where you have to avoid sharks, other divers, and big shooting things. Only the shooting things really present any sort of problems. Once your little swim's complete, there's a big metal door for you to blow away if it takes a lot of shooting. The second phase is set inside one of Madame Q's fortresses. Here you'll meet robot guards, some women who've had their ready break, and some doggies. Here's a question. What on earth have games programmers got against dogs all of a sudden, eh? Apart from Shadow Dancer, where the bow wow was on our side, virtually every game released nowadays, Darkman and Thunderjaws, just 2 recent examples, features poor little woof-woofs as enemies. And it's not that they're even Rottweilers, Alsatians or anything. They're just your ordinary common or garden collies normally, just like Lassie. And what a sweet, lovely chum people wheeled over young Lassie was. Wasn't he, she, it? The famed Lassie at your peril, programmers. Meanwhile, back at the game review, here are a few useful tips. Most underwater sequences are easy peasy lemon squeezy. In level 2, for instance, you might as well just point the joystick to the right and go off for a cup of tea or a brisk rub down with a jacket potato. In the level 1 underwater bit, the only problem comes at the end. You'll need to blow up that gun turret before you can safely start blasting the door. The level 3 underwater bit has an end of stage guardian. It's a mechanical shark and is quite a tricky beast to bump off. Lots of precision swimming required here. And in the underwater fortress sections, use jump and fire to leap to higher platforms, which is a lot quieter when things get hectic. The baddies will still be waiting for you when you get down, though. Shooting the dogs, it takes more than one shot and you'll need to duck down. Jumping over them is safer. Duck to avoid the fire of the robo-guards. Level 1 and 2 Guardians, Mothership and Giant 3-pipe thing are crap and can be seen off without getting so much as a scratch yourself. The 3-pipe thing takes ages to wax though. A 5-minute trip to Boredom City, please, Mr. Programmer. The level 3 Guardian, a giant who makes the screen shake when he thumps the floor, is quite a challenge. Get up really close and try to jump over his fire whilst rattling your shots in. There's a shock in store for you when you dispatch the final feed, Madame Q herself. You'll have to find out what yourself. And that's about the long and short of and the floppy of it. Graphics are reasonable. Viewed through a letterbox window, and sound is okay. The title tune grates a bit. The problem is that much of it is just too easy. As your final fight, see page 62, you get enough continues to comfortably get through the first 3 levels out of 4 on your first go, and should be able to complete the whole thing given commitment in a couple of days. Oh well. First day target score, try to finish it. Underwater fact number 1. The Atlantic Ocean consists of 3,240,360 cubic kilometers of water and some fish. Underwater fact number 3. Most of the end of level Guardians and Thunderjaws are completely crap. Here's one of them. Underwater fact number 2. The clearest sea is the Weddell Sea near Antarctica. It's a visible depth of 262 feet. Second opinion. It's nice looking and a bit different. Unfortunately, it's just not enough of a long-term challenge to see it through. The verdict. Graphics 65%. Nowhere near as detailed as most games today. Sonic's 54%. Pretty mediocre, to be honest. Irritating title tune. Grab factor 52% looks good, but plays like a Type-Ins reject. Staying power 59%. Finish it and then forget about it. Overall rating 63%. Pretty disappointing. Thunderjaws has its moments, but mostly it's just too slow and repetitive. Huh? Right. Thunderjaws. Retro versions programmed by David Quinn, graphics by Jolien Myers, music by Andrew Taylor. Use tab to cycle through icons. Not joystick. The Kremlin. Buzz. By the Kremlin for Denmark Software Limited for Atari Games. fiction and Amstrad versions. Written by David Quinn. That music's alright. Let's get started. Tech Lab on Paradise Isle. Okay, whatever. Give me time to read it. Never mind. Oh god. Didn't think many hits to kill you, huh? There's turrets are the annoying things. Oh god. Yeah, I mean, still you got upright, it makes you a really big target. Ow. Oh. Awful. Let's get past it. Gun. Here's the door. In we go. Shoot the door to make it open. Just like real life. Yep. Duck, so bullet goes through your head. We've got a flamethrower. Here we go. Up. Oh, really? Well, the boss was easy. It's something. The boss was the easiest part of the game. To see dump. Press fire to, it says press fire to play. I don't know. Oh no, what's happened to the sprite? It's died. Oh, it's right now. I don't know what happened there. Got any mines in this section? Good, nothing shooting back at me. That's good. Oh, there's a plane down here. Jeez. Yeah, just mines in this section. Fancy zooming effect. Right here. Continue. I had one bullet hit me and the other didn't. That makes no sense. It's up the top here. It's supposed to be safer. Oh. Yeah, let me pass there or something. That will kill me, right? Yes. Of course it will. Oh, here's more robots. Oh, can it go up even more? Good climbing ladder animation there, though. Oh god, it comes from behind. Right, can't hit it from high. Ah, damn it. Jump up, thank you. Here we go. Almost dead again. Oh, shooting. How do we hit it? Oh, big jump. That's how. Oh god, no, that one shoots. Oh. Do it from here. Oh, that's much better. Can't shoot that direction. Yeah, the bosses are a lot easier than anything else in the game. Well, at least the first two are. Volcano base. Inside volcano, blah blah blah. Ow. Oh jeez. Oh god, don't get too close to it. Just gotta be patient. Not that there's a time limit or anything. Oh god, too close again. Okay. Did we get our energy back? A little bit. Or not? Here's a fire woman. Oh, just died. For reasons. Gun. Jump up. You. Oh, good, look at this. That didn't work. At least this guy looks impressive. Do I have the duckish shots? How many credits do I have left? 1. What do I have to hit? Do I have to jump up here? There we go. The shots can't hit me either. Oh well. Yeah, so this boss is a joke too. Right, final stage. Oh god. Yeah, the first underwater stage seems to be the hardest one. Oh god. Oh, we've got another door over here. Oh. There it is, there's our door. Huh? Ooh, fancy background. I went around when you expect them to be. I'm jumping there just to be sure. I don't know if that's a. I don't think it's a death pit or anything, but you never know. Oh, here she is. What? She's coming. She's coming. Okay. Flamethrower. Oh, geez, the big one. I didn't see that coming. Oh, at least I forgot. Oh, God. There we go. Yeah. Flamethrower seems to destroy everything. Game finished. Right. We have to get an ending. game over. Yeah, we didn't say you get good scores, did we? Oh well, not that it matters. Yeah, that's Thunderjaws. That was the entire game. Oh, move on. Alright, what do we have next? Commodore at its best. Amiga Format presents the greatest computer show this year. Earl's Court 2, November 15th to 17th, 1991. Be there. Let's look what there is. Right, a James Bond collection. Domark, $12.99 cassette, $19.99 disc. Ah, Bond, M here. We're pleased to hear we'd like you to redo 3 of your old missions in one go. Here's the details. The Spy Who Loved Me. Quite a recent one, this, James. As far as the joystick side of things is concerned, some submarines have gone missing, or something like that. As a result of which you're going to have to chase around all over the place as if you were part of some crap ZX81 game. You'll remember, no doubt, that it involves driving a tiny car along a bending road, knocking bollards and pensioners aside, and cussing every time that car spins out of control and into a tree for no good reason. Of course, if you get far enough, you can then do the same thing in a boat. If you progress even further, still, you can do it with the car again. I know you didn't really enjoy this much the first time round, Bond, but I'm sure you'll see it in a new light now. The License to Kill. Admittedly, those downhill hit squad types offered you the chance to resample this adventure for only £4, but there's no reason to turn down this offer of ours. Here's the deal, James. We'll put you in a helicopter, fly you over a really blocky landscape, and see how long you can survive before being shot out of the sky by bullets they can barely see. If you survive that, you can wander around on the land for a bit with a gun sight thing floating around in front of you, generally trying to shoot things. Then you've got to try and jump from a helicopter to a plane, and then go for a swim, and then do a car chase. Got that? Alright then. What do you say? Live and Let Die. This is the one I know you enjoyed, James. Whizzing about in that speedboat of yours, shooting things. Alright, so you never actually managed to get past the first stage, the practice stage where you frustratingly had to hit every single one of those targets, otherwise you couldn't actually go on the mission. Perhaps it might seem less inviting to return to after all these years, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it the second time round as much as you would have done the first time round if you'd actually got anywhere. The mission involves helicopters, mines, big guns, and baddies in their boats. All sorts, really, with your little boat in the middle of it all, of course. Can you just feel that sea breeze now? Second opinion. The games have dated a darn sight better than the films, if you ask me. They're okay, but only for a wet Wednesday afternoon. Now, The Spy Who Loved Me, 57%. Live and Let Die, 71%. License to Kill, 60%. Verdict, 59%. Actually, I'd rather stay at home and watch Newsnight, M. There's cheat mode. They stuck this in the middle of answering tests now too. His cheating section is crammed with goodies for those stuck in a game. Pokes that let you hack into the game code to give you extra lives, etc. Multi-face pokes are even easier to use for those who own those little black boxes. Keypress cheats are put in by programmers to help the playtesters. They're often just there to be found. Passwords and solutions are sent in by dedicated games players who want to share their hard-won knowledge. A Quattro Racer. 2 for the price of 1. The old ones always were the best. That's just what we have here. Andy's first Quattro bash of the session. This time Quattro Racers. It's a treatment with all sorts of delightful cheats. Quattro Cartoon. Andy, I'm going to do every Quattro compilation if it kills me. Price has doubled his usual good deed this month by providing with 2 more complete cheats for Codemasters Quattro packs. Quattro Cartoon is second. There are lots and lots of cheats crammed into the routine, multi-phase, key press, you name it, and he's already thought of it, hacked it, and sent it. Captain Blood. Not a new game, but something of a classic in its own breakfast cereal. Captain Blood, this one is on the Special Action disc, I think, compilation. Of course, it's Johnny from across the sea in Belfast, seeking out the unbelievably difficult games and seeing them off in style. This time he supplies infinite time to find the numbers that count. Narc. Richard Harris of Camelot, only joking, of Hemel Hempstead, has found the ideal cheat for the ocean game Narc. All you have to do is to attain infinite lives is to redefine the keys as GRUNTS. Well done, Richard. Have a prize. Iron Man. Gary Mercer of Prescott and Merseyside has suggested a way of spending an Iron Man Stewart off-road racer. It seems good value. See how you get on. Choose the keys as normal. Start the race. Try to win. If you win, you get $100,000 to spend. Buy one nitro and one top speed. You now have $190,000. Yippee! Spend $100,000. You don't buy a top speed though. You have $90,000 left. Buy another top speed and you get $190,000. Spend wisely though. This only works the first time in the shop. Wow, that seems a little buggy. Loops. Simon Warford of London and Craig Davis from Aberraman have been driven to distraction, but loved every minute of it, finding the passwords for Audiogenics games loops. There they are. Easy, Artie, Foxy, Crass, Wet, Pole, Zeus, Vest, and Emma. Hero Quest. Ian Williams of Nazing, sounds like it might have a particular pronunciation, is first in with a cheat for the master game Hero Quest. Follow his method to ensure good health, riches, and weaponry. At the beginning of each quest, save all the characters. Begin another quest, but do not leave the room with the stairs. Using the healing spells, heal any alien characters. Search the room, exit the room via the stairs. If necessary, buy weapons or armor, repeat step 1. If necessary, repeat from step 2 any number of times. It can be quite time consuming, but very worthwhile. 3D construction kit demo. We've got a solution for that already, have we? Just in case you haven't quite managed to complete the 3D construction kit demo on AA Cover Tape 5, here's the solution from Camel and Mark Memmott of Poplar, Michael Toos of Bedford, and James and Rory Driscoll of Cottesmore. Yeah, all that. Probably not the longest game in the world. This is a demo after all. The naughty naughty trivia quiz. Ooh. The Bullrog. The Bell takes a break from tanning himself on an LA beat. Yeah, managed to slip that in, didn't you? To bring you yet another adventure-packed column full of your regular favourites. Fluke. £3 cassette, £5 disc. Wow, software. This game is strange, very strange. You start in a small dark attic playing a game on your computer when suddenly a giant bug crashes through the skylight and eats your computer whole. Later in the game, you'll encounter an Aspidistra reciting Richard III, the bulldog throwing champion of Magdawook, and many other weird and wonderful characters. Aided by your pet flea, Pedro, you, Hieronymus Fluke, must seek out and rescue Vol Nasal Crisis, or whatever. Knuckle Crisis? I don't know. Who was captured by an evil wizard. Written by David Oyer and originally published in 2 parts in 1986, Fluke is a quilled game with no graphics. The whole thing reminded the Belg of a game called Mule, and lots of quirky, totally illogical happenings beset the player for no obvious reason. Though Fluke is more logic than Mural, this logic is still a bit tenuous in places. You have to screw off an elephant-sized geranium by dropping a clockwork mouse, for example. But is the game any good? Well, the bug was initially put off of said bug, that's the giant bug and not a bug in the game, right at the start. I was totally stuck. However, once I eventually worked out how to escape, with a little help from the solution, I found that the game was quite large and amusing in places. However, the puzzles in certain parts are a bit illogical, and the parts are unfriendly, so it can be a very frustrating game. Apart from the poor start, I liked it. It is one of Wales' previous releases, Simply Magic. It has an acquired taste, and you'll either like Mr. Fluke and Pedro or not. Worth trying though. Atmosphere 63%, interaction 50%, challenge 65%, overall 63%. News! JPD finished. Following the news item in AA71 concerning problems with JPD, Justin Boniface, the man is in charge, has written to apologise. JPD is now officially closed. Justin assures me all tapes have been returned and he is sorry for any inconvenience he has caused. The message here is PD libraries require a lot of work. Just ask Alan Scully or Debbie Howard. Just set one up unless you intend to. Don't set one up unless you intend to run it for a while. PD newsletter launched. Dragon News is the PD newsletter for Adventure PD, written by Lady of Adventure Debbie Howard. Issue 1 is out now, complete with a listing of all of Adventure PD's PD, a map, letters, and a couple of reviews. For a free copy, just send an SSAE to Debbie Howard. Wonderful. No more reviews, just the one game, just one adventure game. Why not? Cluepot Index. Alright. It's about the budget bonanza time. There's a brand new look to the budget section this month as we try to cram even more crucial information into it, especially as we can only find space for 2 pages this month. Just wait till next time. Anyway, the new format looks like this. All new products get a full-size review, or re-released X full price stuff has already been reviewed in an earlier issue of Amstrad Action. So rather than take up valuable space with a normal review, we are putting them in a special re-release panels down the side of the pages. Got that? Okay. Time to check out what's the latest and best in the budget scene. As ever, Adam Peters is your guide. I've got Shinobi Mastertronic, $3.99. Shinobi is the latest ninja game to battle its way into the budget charts. AA says, pretty good actually. There's a corking shuriken tossing ninja beat 'em up action. This excellent coin-op conversion. The plot's a bit daft, something to do with a kindergarten class being kidnapped by an evil mob, but the action is hard to fault. You have to wander around, battling gun and fist-toting bad guys and rescuing the sprogs. Excellent. 84%. The Untouchables, Hit Squad, $3.99. When we first reviewed this, we called it an Oscar-winning film license. 2 years on, it's lost none of its original appeal. It might look pretty naff from the screenshots. It's all in blue. But behind that unicolor facade lies an excellent and varied game with shades of Switchblade, Operation Wolf, and Green Beret in the different levels. One for the must-buy list, 90%. Renegade 3, Hit Squad, $3.99. The final chapter in the Renegade series of beat-em-ups is an over-difficult jaunt through history. From prehistoric times, battling dinosaurs and Neanderthals, to Egyptian times, fighting mummies and stuff, to a punch-up with medieval knights. Well, that's as far as we got. There's less fighting moves than in the first 2 games, and the whole thing is not bad, but not brilliant. 75%. Bubble Bobble, Hit Squad, $3.99. Naff graphics, bordering on the New Zealand story, slightly near a reasonable but not brilliant game. It's very old, first appearing 3 years ago, and it shows. Blow bubbles at the baddies, then burst them to bump the rotters off. They turn into food. Collect the food along with various power-ups and bonus thingies, and battle your way through loads of platformy single-screen levels. 71%. Alright, got our next proper review. Seymour Goes to Hollywood. Codemasters $3.99. It's Dizzy, we cry. No, it's not, shout the Codies. It's Seymour. But it's egg-shaped and leaps around in a four-colour spicky port landscape collecting objects and trying to solve puzzles, we shout back. Yes, but it's got hands and doesn't do somersaults, we reply. Oh, pooh. Alright, it's not Dizzy. It's just someone that does the same sort of things as Dizzy and looks almost the same. The basic plot is you've got to open a safe to get a script. Of course, as with all other games like this, you'll have been playing it for 3 months before you even find out where the safe is. There's lots of mysteries to solve, lots of puzzles to piece together, lots of mapping, lots of trying to remember where you dropped the bottle of aftershave you got from the man in the shoe shop and all that. But this new character is so much cuter. This adventure is so much more complex yet easier to get into, and the puzzle is so clever that this puts all its predecessors well in the shade. If the follow-ups are anything like as good, pretty soon we won't even remember who Dizzy is. Knocks the pants off those games about old thingy, the egg. 92%. Okay. Right. That is a long title. It's got two titles. Seymour at the Movies is the same game as this. Don't even have space to put. We know it's Codemasters. Leave it at that. Let's get it started. Oops. Not yet. Not yet. Capture the thing first. Helps. Then you get to see it. This is what Codemasters does when they can't use Dizzy, because the Oliver Twins wouldn't let them use Dizzy in a realistic setting. 128K version. Thank you. Look at that Indiana Jones in the corner there. Oh. And Robocop and E.T. I'm sure they license all these characters. I'm sure that's not a problem. Seymour at the Movies. Will there be steamed hams? Who knows? Maybe Seymour is a steamed ham. I don't know. Who knows what he is exactly? Let me jump in the car first. Yeah. It's a reason we need to show you what happens here. You got this guard here. Oi! We only let movie stars in here. But I'm Seymour. Nah, you look nothing like him. And you got some energy. Of course you do. A pair of movie star sunglasses. All movie stars wear sunglasses. Yeah, that's hand. Jump. There we go. Hello, Mr. Seymour, sir. Can I have your autograph? course. Here you are. I don't know how I recognise you without those sunglasses. Oh. Hey there, Pippa. Why are you looking so grumpy? Go away. It's no good. These things never work. This lift's got 2 buttons marked K and M. No good. These things never work. It doesn't work. Backlog. Goa. What did you say? Goa. Please let me past. I'm Seymour. Goa. I'm sorry, but I just don't understand. Whee! Be some more energy. Either this door's stuck or it's locked. Mallet. Gosh, it's a wooden mallet. Go in there. This door's stuck too. Right, you want this thing. Gosh, an English to Ngambese dictionary. The maze of studios is literally a maze. Goa, which means go away, enemy of Tarzan. Goa. So I want to say, but I'm Seymour. Goa. Hang on a sec. I found it. I think. Goa. I see. I think I'll need to have help with my pronunciation right. Whee! Need some more energy. Hey Pippa, is this your dictionary? Thanks a bundle, Seymour. Now I've got to start all this typing. By the way, what's the Ngambese for? But I'm Seymour and I'm everybody's friend. Well, it's spelled. That's probably pronounced Mgawa. Goa. Thank you. Easy. Jacket here. Gosh, it's a leather jacket. Fine. Leave the hand there for now. Goa tribal village. Water. I'm sure it's deadly. What's in this house here? Oh. Yeah, it's a leg. Take that. Back over here as well. I forget what we're supposed to actually do with the body parts. Ring it, boys. Inside a tree hut. Those spikes look deadly. Gosh, it's a bouncy ball. I'm sure they're probably are deadly. I'm not going to find out. I don't jump that way. Yeah, across here. More tree huts. Shade Tarzan. There's a key. Inside the tree hut. Bird. Fast there, Seymour. Have you seen a parrot? Captain Beardy, what on earth are you doing in the Tarzan set? Well, I seem to be unfinished, young lad, as I've been marooned in this here tree hut. Curse. It's the same thing. Oh, you know where his parrot is? Don't walk off there, I'm going to fall in the water and die, aren't I? Get across there to there, that key. Not leave anything else over there, did it? Die for you. Yes, we will. Whee! The water goes away. Skeletonized. Hey, that does not work. Must be something else to it. Is this high? No. Gosh, it's a jacket. Oh, it's the bouncy ball behind me. Never mind. Anything else to say? Hi there! Hello, Seymour. Now he speaks English! That is locked. I think these are all locked. Green. Keys are 4 phone. I think the code is there. Now we gotta find a way back out of here. Okay. I forgot to do with the lift. I forget how that works there. I think it's heading with the mallet somehow. Anything to say? Hi there, Pippa. Why are you looking so grumpy? Go away. Get to that. Can't use the lift yet. Sure, there's some way to get that working. Oh, back to the back lot. This here. Up here. Some more items over here. Gosh, it's a bouncy ball. Oh! Yeah. Wrench. Spanner. It's a spanner. That might fix... Oh, that way. That might fix the lift. Trying to listen up. Hey, it works. Yeah. Yes, a head. Now, be careful here. Lost a little bit of life there. Ceiling fans are deadly. I don't think that's true. That's a wall. Okay, but a head. Gosh, it's a lot of power, a lot of pop plant, huh? Gosh, it's an Oscar. Oh, we found an Oscar. Bouncy ball. Gosh, it's an Oscar. Right, back up we go. What's that thing over there? Gosh, it's a pom-pom. Start gathering items in places of these. Here we go. What else do we have? Gosh, it's a deflated balloon. door's stuck, or it's locked. The big red door. Oh, pink to me. Apartment. Okay, I've got a key. Gosh, it's a studio key. You just got to figure out which door the key goes to. Another foot. Or the hand, sorry. Hand looks like a foot. What's this? So what's this? Gosh, it's a bottle of potion. Okay, I'll leave the potion in there for now. To find out which studio backlock doors opens. This one. Well, the key fits the lock. Hey Seymour, some uncool dudes walked with my friends. I knew I should have kept your dictionary. What's this jacket, I guess? Grease, by the way, this is grease. Oh, it is right here. Handy. Nice one, Seymour. Now for the mean wheeling. Off he goes. Look him go. Wait, where's he tiny? The bike pump. Malt shop. The key. Hey, Seymour. What's up, Cindy? Don't ask. It's just too terrible for words. Cheer up, Cindy. You'll be alright. I'll never be able to dance again. Help. What's the bit? He's deadly. What's the bit he's deadly? Oh no. I'm surprised he doesn't kill you. He's tiny and looks like he's in the background or something. Gosh, it's a deflated balloon. Gosh, it's a bike pump. I know we use the bike. I presume we use the bike pump and the balloon. The balloon's deflated. Other hand here. Well, this looks like a nice place to go ballooning. Obviously. All of a sudden you got a hot air balloon. Because of course. And you're on the other side. Gosh, it's a bunch of flowers. What is it here? A key. It's a studio key. Gosh, there's a pair of rubber gloves. Key still. Okay, head back to the studio key. Well, this looks like a nice place to go ballooning. Hey, let's see which studio door this one opens. Nope, wrong key. Oh, perhaps just the wrong door. Well, the key fits the lock. Rick Gracie. Huh. Okay. Shop. Deputy Seymour, there's been a murder, and you're the guy to solve it. Huh. So who's been murdered? I'm not sure that helps. Gosh, in the restaurant. Okay. Here. Drop the balloon and up here. Might need it. Who knows? That is the find which studio this key opens. Wrong key. Wrong door. Nope, wrong key. Wrong door. Nope. Well, the key fits the lock. Fresh boredom. Oh jeez, we've got helicopters to dodge. Oh no. I wonder what this switch does. Do one. Gosh, it's a clockwork hard. This is nothing. Switch does 4, 3, 2, 1. There's nothing apparently. Blah! Go away. Okay. I don't want to build it now. Oh, come on. Hurry up, my pop bombs! Here, have this on the house. Ew, what is it? Oh, sorry, Seymour. It's one of our pet food specials. Gosh, it's a delicious parrot snack. Right, now we can get the parrot back. I think it's a little involved, the parrot thing. Ready? Alright, Seymour. Leave that there. Got a parrot friend. Put the parrot snack down. I want a cracker. Pretty Polly. Want a cracker? No, not back in your ear. Wait, no. I want to pick it up, thank you. Let's do this again. Come on. Here, Polly. Here, Polly. Right in. Ah. Right here. I see one. And we have dagger. Key. Here key. Parrot snake. Should do this one open. Nope, not that one. wrong key. Well, lucky fits the lock. A big country. A big saloon. Oh, hello. Where do you think you're going? Oh, right. I didn't bring the wrist warrant with me. I think that's the guy we have to arrest. The wrist warrant's for. Should have brought that with me, shouldn't I? I need to stab him or something. Where do I leave that wrist warrant? Might need a knife for protection. I've already been playing this game 33 minutes. Right. This one. Yeah, it's the one. The big country. I know you murdered the body. That's not enough evidence to pin anything on me. Oh. Need evidence.